An emotional tribute this afternoon at the Capitol. Gun control advocates laid out 7,000 pairs of shoes, one pair for each child killed by guns since the Sandy Hook massacre. WUSA 9's Evan Kosloff was there.
In the shadow of this symbol for power, these shoes are a symbol of something totally different. Row by row, they're a call for help.
She always had a kind of unique sense of fashion. She really didn't follow fashion trends.
Just ask Barbara and Andy Parker. They're the parents of Allison Parker, the reporter who was gunned down on live TV. She was just 24.
And you remember her smile and just, it could light up a room.
And now her turquoise cowboy boots sit among thousands. A reminder that these shootings have real victims. Victims like Lori's daughter, Emily.
I remember getting the phone call from Emily the morning of April 16th, and she said, "Hi, Mommy, I've been shot."
Fortunately, that phone call would not be their last. You see, Lori was one of the lucky ones. Her daughter, a student at Virginia Tech, survived.
The numbers are so gross in this country, just so gross, you know. Any other cause of this much carnage would be pounced on by the Congress. It's a moral failing on their part.
This event was all planned by a group called Avaaz, and this is not their first time making headlines. Back in 2015, it was more shoes on display, this time in Paris, fighting against climate change. And just hours after the Parkland shooting, they put up these billboards by Marco Rubio's headquarters. And now this, with the message to Congress, not one more.
If you're not going to do your job, we're going to make sure we throw you out.
Certainly just standing in the middle of it, 7,000 does seem like quite a lot. Now, one question we do hear, though, is where did they get that number? Well, they actually used a study done by the American Academy of Pediatrics using CDC numbers. They found that 1,300 children die each and every year from gun violence. If you break that down, that's 3.5 kids each and every day. Inside the Capitol, Evan Kosloff, WUSA 9.
Those shoes will not go to waste when the event is over. The organization plans to donate them to homeless people, just as it did back in 2015. Students from across our region and around the country are planning marches and protests tomorrow to mark 1 month since the Parkland shooting. Many high schools and middle schools are warning students that if they leave the school grounds, they will be marked absent without an excuse. Coming up at 6, Bruce LeShan talks to students about whether that should deter them.